So I've got your scene open in Maya. I've got camera 1 here, and here's the camera movement. Um, when I open the scene, I noticed that the render settings are not set up, so I'm not sure if something that you did or not, but I'm just going to go through that. I'll use JPEG file format to keep these small. We need to say name.number.extension. I'm gonna, you're gonna want to do frames 1 to 270, but since you said it wasn't rendering past frame 16, just for a quick test, I'm gonna do 1 to 16, but go ahead and do 1 to 270. Very important to set the correct camera that you want to render from, and then the size. I'll do HD 720. Those are everything under common. Under Maya software, do production quality, and I think we'll leave ray tracing off. Let's just see what this is looking like so far. We'll test render a frame. Okay. So right now it's a little dark and there's no cast shadows. So I'm going to take a look at your lights here in the hypershade. So we do have an ambient light. Where is it? Just going to move that up a little bit, maybe increase this to 0.5. See what happens when we render. A little better. Move it around, brighten it up. Anyway, the other thing I might do to this is back in the lights for the sunlight, turn on the depth map shadows and see how those are looking. Alright, well, we have cast shadows. They don't look so great. I mean, you can try turning up the depth map resolution, but that might not be enough because it's a large scene, and so it's spreading out the resolution of a shadow over a very big area. So that's where you end up wanting to use ray trace shadows. And then this is where you can hit some long render times. We have to go into My Software, turn on ray tracing. We don't need reflections or refractions. You might turn this down to 1. That might help a little bit, but either way, it's probably going to take a lot longer. I'll pause the video. So that took a long time, but looks good. And I think render, put in the full range. I'm not going to wait to do the whole sequence because I think it would take too long for this video. But if you do run into some problem where it stops at, say, frame 15, what I would then do is go in here and change the start frame to 15 and then do the next range of frames, that kind of thing. Just a couple other general tips about rendering you can do. You can do file, where is it? Optimize scene size, and that can clean up your file a little bit. It'll get rid of a bunch of unused nodes. Sometimes that can help with rendering, but either way it kind of cleans up the file a little bit. Another thing that you can do is similarly in the Hypershade, and this might have gotten cleaned up from the last thing, but we can do edit, delete unused nodes, which might have probably the optimized thing clean that up. And you see the information about it here. I'm going to clear that out, and you can also do run render diagnostics, and this is going to give you, it's still going, this is going to give you a bunch of warnings. So yeah, we don't want reflections or refractions on this, so that's fine. So it's stuff that doesn't have a shading group, but I'm not too worried about any of those things. Yeah, it's telling you ray tracing is slow, and it's talking about this surface having like a high tessellation count, and it's recommending running this set NURBS tessellation thing. So we can do that. Let's take a look at that. Let's go render. Let's actually change this back to our camera 1, right? Render set NURBS tessellation options. Let's do all surfaces, automatic, frame range, we'll use time slider, current view, medium quality should be fine. Set and close, and that's going to make it so when things render, they actually turn into polygons for the render, even though they're NURBS in the scene. When they're NURBS in the scene, so there are settings that decide sort of how dense they are when they're turning into polygons, and what the render diagnostics was suggesting was that some of them were too dense, and that can slow down your render a little bit. And so if you run this, it will make the settings such that they aren't too dense. And I guess it's setting it per frame, so if depending on how close something is to the camera. So I'll go ahead and pause this. So that's complete. I don't know if it's going to take much less time to render. I can start one just to see after doing that kind of stuff. Still looks like it's going to be pretty slow. So it's the kind of thing you're just going to want to really check and spot check and make sure everything's good, and then run the thing overnight, or whenever you can walk away from your computer for a while. Anyways, yeah, I'm not going to wait for that, so hope that's helpful. Let me know how it goes.